Congrats on getting started on YouTube. In this video, I'm going to make it super simple for you to understand what to focus on, what to avoid, and how to be successful here on YouTube. Plus, be sure to stick around to the end because I'm going to give you a super pro tip that will help you grow your channel faster than most. Every single channel starts at 0, and it's true that all channels grow at different speeds, but many channels never even make it to 100 subscribers because they get confused about what's important and what's not, where to focus their energy, and ultimately they get frustrated and leave the platform. If you want to know a very basic understanding of how you go about finding success here on the platform, make sure you watch this entire video and click that subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll continue to bring you content that's going to point you in the right direction. And don't forget to turn on mobile notifications for the YouTube app so you're alerted to future videos. All right, let's jump right into the content. The first thing I want you to do is ask yourself 3 questions. The first question I want you to ask yourself is, why are you making YouTube videos? Try to understand exactly what your motivation is to do so, and then try to understand whether you have the proper motivation. If your motivation, for example, is I want to make a bunch of money and be YouTube famous, you may want to think about that and determine whether or not that's going to be enough of a driving force to keep you going even when you're first starting out on a channel. It's easy to look at the big channels and say, hey, I want a lot of that, but there is going to be some work to do on the front end. So you got to make sure that that why that is driving you is strong enough to keep pushing forward. The next question that's equally important is, who are you making videos for? You may have heard people talk about focusing on a niche on YouTube, but more importantly, what you really want to do is focus on a particular audience. This means having an understanding of who that person is or that group of people that you're making content for. The better you know them, the better you know about them, what goes on in their daily life, the better you will have an understanding of what type of content is going to be attractive to them and keep them coming back to watch more and more of your videos. And once we know who we're making them for, we want to know what we're making videos about. Once we have that understanding of the who, we can decide what topics may be relevant to that audience, and that will help us define the actual topics of our videos. All right, so here's the challenge. I want you to write down those 3 questions. I'll put them in the description below so you can copy them and come up with your answers, but I want you to be able to answer each one of these questions with a single sentence. It may sound easy, but for many people, it's really hard to do. They try to describe what their content is about, and 4 paragraphs later, they haven't really reached an answer. Understanding your answers to these questions are really going to help set the focus of your channel and your mindset and the direction of the content that you're making. All right, so when you get into the world of YouTube, you join the YouTube community, there can be a lot of noise. Everybody talks about subs. The milestones that YouTube puts out are all about how many subscribers you've earned, but I'm going to tell you, if you want to get your first 100 subscribers here on YouTube, do not focus on trying to gain subscribers. If you focus on making videos, those subscribers will happen. You just need to focus on improving your content, getting content uploaded to YouTube, and keep pushing forward. If you're able to do that, things like subscribers and watch time and all the other hot button topics that a lot of people talk about when growing on YouTube, they all take care of themselves. If you make a good video, if you're consistent in uploading those videos, and you keep putting out videos time and time again, you will get subscribers, you will get watch time, you will get more viewers, and you will be able to grow a successful YouTube channel. And I'm going to share that super pro tip with you in just a moment, but before I do, I want to remind you what not to focus on. I don't want you to get caught up in these groups that do things like sub for sub or use a variety of different language to trade attention for attention. This is not how we grow a successful YouTube channel. Getting one person to sub to your channel while you sub to theirs is not going to do anything for either of you. It's just going to make the channel look like it has more subscribers than it does, but it's not going to get any views because those people don't care about you or your content. They are simply doing something so that you do something for them, and that is never going to provide a successful result for your channel. So focus on the content. Don't worry about that sub count. And if you can do that successfully and consistently, your channel will grow and you'll get to that 100 subs. All right, so it's time for that super pro tip. I told you a bunch of things to focus on, but how do you actually implement that? It's one thing to say this is what you should be doing on a high level and say that, you need to focus on the right stuff. But when it comes down to actually making content, what does that look like? I'm going to give you a super easy way to figure out the topics that you want to make videos about. And it looks something like this. You decide what you're going to make videos on in terms of the topic or the audience that you want to serve. Then you go out on YouTube and you look for the successful channels who are making videos on those topics. Now, the first thing I want to let you know, it is absolutely 1000% okay to be inspired by other creators and get ideas from the videos that they've made. So go out, find out what the most successful videos are, and make videos on the same topics. What you want to avoid doing is simply copying somebody's video word for word, but it is absolutely okay to be inspired by the topic that they are making the video about. So whether you're in cooking and you see somebody who makes a particular recipe, you can try to make the same exact recipe in your own way. Or if it's an automotive channel, or if it's trending topics, whatever the case is, see what people have done that are successful. Make sure it's still relevant to the time that you're making the video. You don't want to find an old news story and try to recreate it. Obviously, that's not going to do anything for you. But if you can find the successful videos that are driving views in the given topic that you want to cover, you can use those videos as inspiration for topics on your own channel. Hey, and I just want to remind you that this is a journey. It is a marathon. You need to look at the long-term goals you have for your channel. Every channel starts at 0. This channel started at 0 in 2017. You may be able to grow your channel 2, 3, 4, 5 times faster than I was able to grow on this channel, and that's awesome. Do everything you can to constantly improve what it is that you're making here on YouTube, and that success will find you. And hey, you're off to a great start, but don't let the learning stop here. I'm going to put a video on screen now that'll help you learn even more ways to grow on YouTube. I'll see you in the next video.